Thanks to Kalshi for sponsoring Mets Daily. Use that code FanArchBaseball to get $10 when you trade 10. Breaking news into the newsroom as we record this around 10:30 a.m. on Tuesday morning, May 19th. The New York Mets have called up number 11th ranked prospect, outfielder Nick Morabito. Morabito is coming to Queens, and the youth movement is here. In the last week, David Stearns and the Mets have promoted 3 of their top 13 prospects. We'll talk about one of them, Zach Thornton, in just a little bit. Thornton, A.J. Ewing, and now Nick Morabito. And the days, at least for now, of the fringe players, the 4A DFA guys, and I'm talking about Andy Ibanez and Austin Slater and, Vidal Brujan. He's here. He's the last one standing of the DFA guys. But there's a changing of the guard, and the Mets said, you know what? These kids are helping us win. Carson Bench and A.J. Ewing have been right in the thick of the Mets winning 6 of their last 7, and they said, why not give Morabito a chance right now? We need an outfielder who is a right-handed bat because we have all these lefties. We got no righties potentially coming off the bench, potentially starting, and I think Morabito might even start because why would you call him up if he's going to ride the bench? You want to keep him, hitting. He's playing every day in the minors. Now you're going to make him a bench player. I don't think that's going to be the case. I think now you might see a situation, especially tonight when the Mets face a lefty, where you have Morabito in left, Ewing in center, Benj in right. And it might look like Syracuse Mets, but they're playing like big leaguers. A.J. Ewing and Carson Benj look like big leaguers out there. And let's see if Morabito can too. That eases Juan Soto's calf. You keep him as DH. You keep him in the dugout. He's kind of been the de facto leader with Lindor out, and I think he's enjoying that role. So you got Soto kind of leading the way. DH, keep him in the lineup. Obviously, he'll still play left some days, but I like it. I absolutely love this move, and if you're a Met fan, this has to fire you up that we're seeing the kids and not seeing, these rejects. And this is what you got to do, especially with Luis Robert out, with Jorge Polanco out, Francisco Lindor out. When those guys are healthy and good to go, they'll probably fill right back in. But for now, stop throwing us these 4A guys. Your future is your outfield right now. Morabito, Ewing, Bench could very much be the Mets' future. Especially if Soto ends up being a full-time DH or you move Soto to first, whatever it may be. I thought Ryan Clifford would be the next guy, but Morabito, high on-base guy, steals bases. You see it below, 14 stolen bases, and on-base of around 360. His on-base was over 380. He's been struggling a little bit the last week or two, but this is a guy that has some power, 4 homers, 17 RBIs. He has the ability to get on base and walk like A.J. Ewing's been doing consistently, and this is awesome. Morabito also a really good defensive player. So when you talk about run prevention, this would be the Mets outfield. This is run prevention. Morabito, Ewing, and Benj is a fantastic outfield. And I have Benj has had some issues here and there in right field, but in terms of your best defensive outfield, the 3 kids, that's it right there. In terms of speed, arm, ability, you got 3 really good defensive outfielders with these guys out there. And then obviously Soto some days will play left field, and Morabito or one of the others maybe sits, but keep playing the kids. Since the Mets have stopped with the DFA guys in the lineup and went to the kids, all they're doing is winning. So Nick Morabito is here, right-handed bat. Slater, who we'll talk about DFA, he's gone. So he's also, if he doesn't play, a good speed guy off the bench. Like if Vientos gets on, you have that speed. You still have Brujan here. So this is awesome. Youth movement. Inject me with this. Inject it in my veins, baby. Come on. Fired up today. Let's go Mets. And why we're fired up, not just Morabito, but how about that game last night? 10 runs in the 12th inning. First time that's happened, a 10-run inning in extra innings since 1919. It's been a billion years since that happened. And what an inning it was. What a game it was. Shout out to Oscar Braziman getting out of big jams. Luke Weaver, these guys with the automatic runner, especially Braziman, getting out of those jams. And the Mets said, you know what? We see Craig Kimbrell's coming in the 12th no matter what. Let's score 10 runs to make sure we're safe. And that's exactly what they did. They scored 10 runs in the 12th, and everyone getting involved. Bo Bichette with a big homer in this game last night. Everyone except Mark Vientos had a hit. Vidal Brujan's bunt with the bases loaded that worked to perfection was probably my favorite play of the game. You're seeing small ball finally stealing bases, moving guys over, even the Bo Bichette sac fly that let the runner score on the Soto single, that was beautiful, both runners going up. Heads up baseball. This is what we want to watch. This is what we want to see. This is what we want to root for. You're still 5 games under, but you're creeping closer. This was a team that was just 11 games under. They could end the week right around 500 if they have a good road trip here and return home on Memorial Day, a 500 team. Like, that's a realistic thing if they keep playing like this. And it was a sweat, but they got the job done. You hope the next couple aren't as sweaty. Now, it's sweaty as hot as hell outside, so the players are certainly sweating. But now you're seeing, like, the youth. You're seeing guys coming through in the clutch. You're seeing bunts. I mean, if you guys who watch me, I am the mayor of the bunt club. And that Brujan bunt fired me the hell up. So, Brujan, you're good to stay. You're one of the DFA guys. I'm good with you staying thanks to that bunt. You just bought yourself a month on the Jake Brown Mets roster. I mean, what a game that was. Electric. After the game of the year, Subway Series, the comeback, the Mets do that last night. Now, I mean, it's appointment television. You got the Knicks game 1 tonight, Eastern Conference Finals, Knicks in 6, baby. You have the Mets you got to watch now. You got to see Murabito's debut. You got Thornton's debut, which we'll talk about in a second. The vibes are good in Mets land. You just got to keep it going. It's been fun, but it is 6 of the last 7. It's not 12 of 14. This is a massive week. Get yourself right around 500 on Memorial Day, and I think you'll have a much more exciting homestand ahead. You remember, a week ago we were saying this could be a Spirit Halloween summer at Citi Field. Well, those days, let's put those on pause. That homestand and last night are getting this season around, and now you have the kids and no more of these guys who get dropped by everyone else, and then they're in your starting lineup. No more matchups. Play the kids. You could also play the prediction market if you go to Kalshi, of course, sponsor of Mets. Daily baseball season is here. You can trade every game on Kalshi. The New York Mets are trading. The odds I think could be going up right now for the Mets on the prediction market. The Mets odds now, they're still at 2%. Yeah, this now might be the time, folks. 2.6% on Kalshi, meaning a $100 trade pays out $3,467.20 if the Mets with a win. So now might be the time to get on the Mets. If you believe in this hype, you believe in the kids, you believe in the guys getting back healthy, maybe now's the time to go on Kalshi and get in on the Mets. So that's pretty damn good. And then the Mets tonight are trading at a probability to beat the Nationals of 56%. I love that. $100 get you $167. The Mets will trade out if they win. You can pick on any MLB market. On Kalshi, you're trading against peers in a live market, meaning there's no house. And as the probability changes, you can buy in and out of your position. For a limited time, download the Kalshi app and use code FANARCHBASEBALL to get $10 when you trade 10. KALSHI, Kalshi, trade on anything. Mets calling up Zach Thornton to start on Wednesday, as we mentioned, against the Nationals. Murabito, by the way, went to school in D.C. He's from Virginia, so this is a homecoming for Nick Murabito. Zach Thornton, not a homecoming for him. He is from Minnesota and went to Grand Canyon University. But Thornton, the lefty, you see his numbers below. 7 starts, a 3.16 ERA, 40 strikeouts in 37 innings. For Thornton, he is 24 years old. 24-year-old, 5th-round pick in 2023. Rising up quickly here to the big leagues in 2024 in single A. 2025 went up to double A. And now 2026, we're going from double A quickly to triple A. And the Mets giving him a shot. Now, listen, he's only had 2 starts. So the Mets, this could be a one and done. If it works, maybe he sticks around. He is Clay Holmes' replacement for now. But just 2 starts in AAA. He gave up 3 runs in 6 innings in his first start, and then 3 hits, no runs, 9 strikeouts, and 6 scoreless in his last start. And the Mets, the days lined up. We said this on this show. We said this on WFAN on Sunday night, that Thornton might be the guy because they want to keep Myers in the bullpen, and we're getting him. So shout out to Zach Thornton. Don't know a ton about him, I'm going to be honest, because I think we've talked a lot about Jonah Tong, who's been terrible in the minors. We talked a lot about Jack Wenninger. But, I'm excited to see Zach Thornton because he is a lefty. The Mets could use a lefty in this rotation. His fastball touches 95 occasionally, but generally sits in the 89 to 92 range. He can mix a 4 and a 2-seamer in there. So let's see what he's got. Looking forward to seeing Thornton's debut tomorrow. Francisco Lindor could be back in June. Some good news for the Mets is it's reported that they expect him back sometime in June. We also said that on here. I expected that as well, and it looks like it will be sometime in June. Now, when? I don't think it's going to be early June. It's going to be mid to late June. I expect June 15th or later. I'm not going to set a date on it, but that's what we would all expect. Lindor getting that cap going. That's huge for this Mets lineup once they do. And if they could get, stick around 500 and get Lindor back, I think you're talking about a brand new season for the Mets. And this is why we told you not to give up. We were very down, demoralized, 100%. But to give up in May, to me, is nonsensical. It's an early season. Look at the guy they're playing tonight. The Nationals, they were 12 games under with 50 games in the season. They were 19-31, and they won the World Series in 2019. So maybe we're looking at similar situation to the Mets, who were 11 games under. So Lindor back sometime in June. And thank God, Austin Slater, sorry for him, but he has been DFA'd. We won't see Austin Slater. So now you're talking about Taylor, Murabito being bench guys. Brujan's still sticking around. He earned it with that bunt. My God, what a play. So now the bench coming into place. You got the kids. You got speed. I mean, top to bottom, you have speed and on-base guys now. Murabito steals bases. Ewing steals bases. Bench steals bases. Soto steals bases. Beatty can steal a base here and there. Simeon can steal a base here and there. You finally have a lineup that is very dynamic. The only guy who doesn't really steal bases is Vientos, and I guess you could say Bichette as well. Vientos the slowest guy here. But now in late in games, you can pinch run for Vientos with some options you have off the bench. Taylor, when he plays, he can steal bases as well. So speed, on base, got some power going, small ball, lots coming together for the Mets. And let's keep this thing rolling. Nolan McLean on the hill tonight. You'd love to see that against the lefty. So I expect Murabito to play. I would expect the kids to still play and DH Soto. Now maybe Taylor plays against the lefty. Maybe Benjer Ewing gets a day off. Ewing has played every game since he was here. Maybe today's the day they give him a breather without a day off this week. I would understand if they did that. But good things happening in Queens. We love to see it. We'll get back to your comments on tomorrow's show. Let's go Mets. Let's go Knicks tonight. I expect the Knicks to win game 1 of the Garden. I think the series will go deep, but I think Knicks in 6. Mets win tonight, and we'll talk about it tomorrow right here on Mets Daily. Make sure you subscribe. You hit that thumbs up. Subscribe to my YouTube, please, right now, at Jake Brown Live, and follow your boy right there, X, IG, TikTok. We have the pastrami nacho food review content every day on my socials. If you're not locked in with Jake Brown Live and all social media, you're missing out on exclusive stuff that nobody else has in this Mets world. So all the exclusive at Jake Brown Live, and we'll talk to you tomorrow.